Hi everyone. In this week's DOG, you're going to be looking at the Middle East region. In this map, you're going to see a part of the world that we have looked at before when we've been talking about some of these ancient civilizations. We've been talking about ancient Mesopotamia and a lot about ancient Egypt, and those places are in the Middle East. And you'll see that those two are actually both mentioned in this background information bullet point over here. The Middle East is a region that is part of Northern Africa. It's part of Southwest Asia and Southeast Europe. So it actually covers parts of 3 different continents. It also has 16 different countries, and they are listed here for you in case you need them. This first page with the background information does have quite a bit that you might not get from just looking at a map. So if you find that the map doesn't quite have the information that you need to answer the question, please make sure to come back and check this first page. The first page also has a few important reminders. Remember to use complete sentences and restate the question when you're answering the question. Also use correct spelling whenever you're copying words that are written in the question or on your map. The 2 new vocabulary words are the Middle East and region. The map of the Middle East region. As you look through, you're going to see some land and water borders. First, you have the Mediterranean Sea, which is here. It comes around this island of Cyprus, comes around, borders Egypt, Turkey, and these other Middle Eastern countries over here. We have the Red Sea, comes down this way. And we also have the Persian Gulf over in this direction. Down on this end, we have a few more areas that border into the Indian Ocean. So this is all water area. It's another gulf over here. Caspian Sea is to the north. And even more waters up here. So quite a bit of water areas on this map. The dark black outlines are, if I scroll down, to the international border lines. So there are other countries past these international borders, like on the other side of Egypt. There's a country over here. It's just not considered part of the Middle East, which is why it's not labeled. So all of the countries here that are labeled are considered part of the Middle East. It also tells you that this area is going to be the rest of Africa. Asia is in this direction. Let me mark some of those. Asia is in this direction. We've got Africa over here. And Europe is up here. So when you are looking at your countries that are part of the Middle East, you're going to recognize that in this area by Iraq and Syria, all the way over to the Mediterranean Sea, including parts of Lebanon, that is where the Fertile Crescent was. And then, of course, Egypt still has the label Egypt here. You also included parts of this in your Egypt map. So some of these things are going to look familiar. Some of these countries are a little bit smaller than the others, and I'm just going to do a quick markup of those. Some of the smallest countries in the Middle East include Cyprus over here, which is an island in the Mediterranean Sea. You have Lebanon, which is a country that borders the Mediterranean Sea. Kuwait is here. It's where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers come out to meet the Persian Gulf. And we also have Bahrain and Qatar over here by the Persian Gulf. And those are 5 of the smallest countries. Besides those, you see some of the larger ones, the ones that take up much more space, which include Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Turkey, Egypt, Yemen, and Oman. As you work, you want to make sure that you are looking at the countries and the country borders. Some of these questions, I'm going to scroll down now to the questions part. If the question asks how many, make sure you answer with a number. In this case, it's a 2-part question. How many countries and how many continents make up the Middle East region? So you'll tell me 2 parts in this question. You have to have them both in order to get it correct. We just talked about the 5 countries that are the smallest in land area. Gave you a big hint for number 2. I'm going to come back and talk about the Suez Canal in just a moment. And then this is another how many question on Thursday. And then Friday, number 2, you want to make sure that you read the background information on page 1 so that you get your full answer to this question. It is about 2 great civilizations and 3 major religions. So you might know the 2 great civilizations of ancient times. We've talked about this in ancient history. But the 3 major religions, you probably want to go back and read the background information to be sure. Now, if this Suez Canal part sounds familiar to you, you may have heard this mentioned as a current event last week. Suez Canal is where that cargo ship got stuck and it blocked the waterway, and other cargo ships could not go through for a couple of days while they were getting that situated. And so if you look at your map of the Middle East, you're going to see that that is this tiny strip here between the Mediterranean Sea going down towards the Red Sea. So ships that can pass through here can more easily get from Europe over to India without having to go all the way around Africa. If you have any questions while you're working on this, please feel free to ask. Make sure you're using complete sentences and you're checking your spelling. Use capital letters at the beginnings of sentences and names of places. And I will check in with you if you have any other questions.